I am back. I hope you guys can hear me. That's what happens when you start talking about something and the dark does not. Oh, you can hear me. Yay. Thank goodness. That's what happens when you're talking about something and the dark doesn't want you to expose them. So, I'm not surprised that that happened. Not at all. I'm glad you can hear me. I don't know. Tread lightly, my friend. Yes. I'm going to put my selenite in my lap. And where's my Oh, here it is. Put my selenite in my lap. Yeah, that's what happens when, the dark. Yes, we are back. Oh, that was on the other video. This is like part 3 now. Oh my God. Oh, Lord, Lord, Lord. Yep. All right. I'm waiting for some of you people to come back on. And I do have my oh my goodness. Okay, we've got 4 people back. All right. Well, I think I might just go ahead and get going and let people just catch up because hopefully they'll find the new link and, be able to find. Okay. Before I got, cut off because the dark doesn't want me talking about this, the question I was asking about and talking about NATALIA GRACE, who was the little Ukrainian girl that was adopted, and there's a documentary. Oh my God, documentary. I lost the word. I'm really being blocked. I got to do some clearing real quick. So she was the little Ukrainian girl that was adopted, and here in America, and she's got a medical condition. It's like a bone condition, and she's also got she's a little person, little people. So she's got the dwarfism, and so the question that I was asking before the sound stopped on my live stream on the first one was if there was some trafficking going on. Because I did ask on the first one if she was younger when she came to the US, and I did get yes. And I heard about 18 months allegedly when she was about. Hi, Bao, how are you? This is part 3 because I ran into audio difficulties because the topic that I was talking about, the audio went off. So that's why I tried to just hurry up and get the live back up again. But it's about, I'm going to be talking about NATALIA GRACE. Where's my list here? And that's who I'm actually currently talking about. Let's see, this one, I think. Okay. So, and then I'm going to be talking about Cher and Elijah Blue and the conservatorship, which is crazy. I'm going to be talking about Britney and that she made out with Ben Affleck. And then if we have time, we'll do the Jeffrey Epstein list. But good to see you, Bao. I haven't seen you in a while. So anyway, when I ask if there was some kind of a group like a that has nefarious intentions, a ring that, you know, trafficked children for nefarious reasons, allegedly, yes, and it's definitely a group, and that's what I picked up on. Allegedly, no facts here. This is just what I'm getting from my spirit guides, but there are no facts here. Please go do your own research and form your own opinions. But so that would explain, and see, I felt that on an energy level when I kind of focused in, like I started watching the documentary and I kind of focused on the energy. And that's what I picked up almost right away. And that would also explain why I think Natalia doesn't have very many memories from the orphanage. I think she was very young, a toddler. And that would also explain why she may have some of the issues, I'll say it like that she had when she was kind of a child and growing up. There are some things that she was doing that were probably inappropriate, but that, to me, that stuff doesn't happen unless you've had some kind of trauma in that way. And I can't say, I have to use code words here. I can't really say, but I think you guys know. Hi, Lana. How are you? So I think that would explain why she has had some of these behavioral issues and inappropriate things that she was doing when she was younger. That would make sense to me, because that's a trauma that was probably, and she probably doesn't have a lot of memories of that. Her mind is probably blocking it to protect her. So, it really breaks my heart. This poor little girl, she's not a girl now, she's an adult now, but she was using it almost as a coping mechanism, or as her currency, terrible possible. Yeah. I mean, absolutely. Anytime you have a child doing some of the inappropriate things that she was doing when she was younger, that is a huge red flag, because children don't know about this stuff. And I took a break. Glad to be back. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad you came back. Welcome back. But yeah, whenever you see children acting out, I have to be careful what I say. Acting out in an inappropriate way when they're young, to me, that's a huge red flag that something like that happened when they were young. It's just so sad. I don't know. So, I mean, I am getting a yes on that. And I don't know. It just really breaks my heart. My heart really goes out to this poor girl. And I really hope that she's able to do whatever she needs to do for herself, whatever that may be, to get the help that she needs and heal from all of her tragedies and awful circumstances that she had to go through pretty much her whole life. It's just really, it just breaks my heart. I don't know. Anything with children, it just breaks my heart. I can't, animals and children, I can't take it. So, I don't know. That's kind of what, that's about all I'm going to ask about on Natalia, because I know what I feel and what I just got from the cards. And I know that the reason she was doing some of what she was doing is because of what happened to her. And, I'm just going to leave it there. I'm just going to leave it there. So, that was on Natalia Grace Barnett. Although she just changed her name. She was just adopted by the Manses. So I guess her name now is Natalia Mans. Anyway, so sad. Awful, awful story. Okay, so let's go on to something a little lighter. I just heard this about Britney. She posted apparently on her Instagram and she posted a picture way back in the day of her, and it was a picture with her, Ben Affleck, and there was someone else in the picture too, and I don't remember who that was. It was not anyone that I recognized. So Britney posts this picture, and then she said that her and Ben made out. And of course, then she deleted the Instagram post because she deletes a lot of them. So, she deleted the post, but her community always captures it. And anyway, I wanted to ask just a couple questions about, I do feel that it did happen, but I want to ask about, how does J-Lo feel about this news? Because she's married now to Benifer, as they used to be called when they were engaged the first time around. I just have a feeling that J-Lo won't take this, or hasn't taken this well. That's kind of how I feel. So let's take a look at how J-Lo feels. It's kind of funny, actually. And if she is upset, she shouldn't be. It was, God, how many decades ago? I mean, anyway, so let's ask if, or just how does J-Lo feel about Britney posting on Instagram saying that she made out with Ben? I think it's kind of funny, actually. Let's see how J-Lo feels. I should probably ask about, how does Ben feel about her saying that too? Well, it's, you know what? I'm a little, I guess, I would say allegedly J-Lo is not happy about it, hearing that news. So, um, she's not happy that that her husband at one back in the day made out with Britney and that Britney just posted about it. So she's not happy about that. But I'm getting that. Well, here's another. Hi Nikki, how are you? Um, I'm getting that. So JLo's not happy. She's not happy when she heard that. How and it did cause some drama. It did cause some drama for her and Ben. So I think I feel when I focus on JLo's energy, she's extremely jealous, allegedly, and I just get that she's, does not want. That's her man, and even though this was happened way before her, that it came out now, I don't think she's happy about it. So, um, I'm getting that she's not happy about it. She's pretty upset, and it has caused some drama. But don't forget that I've always felt that Ben is not real happy in his marriage with J-Lo. So were Britney and actress TARAJI P. Henson forced to make public apologies to this industry, to the industry detractors? I'm not sure what that is about, SL. I'm not sure what that means. Maybe I should look that up because I don't know if I've heard anything about that. Let me see. They're both miserable people. Are you talking about J-Lo and Ben? Well, every time you see, they do both look like, J-Lo always looks like she's ready to just pounce on Ben. I mean, she always looks like she is just wants to kill him. I don't mean literally, but she just is pissed off at him. And he always looks like defeated and deflated. And I think it's kind of funny actually, but whatever. I mean, he married her, right? So, but I don't know that I've heard about this story that you just said. So let me see. I'm looking this up. Britney has apologized to Justin because his album sales went down because of her book. She should not have apologized to JT. She should not. And you know what's funny? I saw another creator, I think it might have been on TikTok. Justin's song that he just came out with, I can't remember the name of it, but it's the same title as Britney had released a song with that same title. Hi Mars, like 13 years ago or something. And so selfish is the selfish. Yes, that's it. That's the song. So Britney had done a song, I guess, called Selfish like 13 years ago or something. And it wasn't one that she released as a single or anything. Well, all of a sudden Justin releases his song called Selfish, and Britney's fans all of a sudden make her song Selfish like skyrocket in popularity. Then he cursed her out on stage during one of his concerts. Well, was that recent, SL? Because I know I've seen clips where, hi, Melinda, how are you? I've seen clips where JT has done that. Oh, recently. Because I saw clips when JT did that to Britney years ago. He's such a POS. I don't like I don't like JT. I don't like his energy. He's very dark. He's selfish. He's arrogant. Why did JT do this? You mean, why did he curse her out on stage? Is that what you're asking? Because he's a jerk. Justin now wants to sit down with Oprah. I heard that. He's the worst. He never missed talking ugly about Britney. It's all about him. 100%. Yeah, I am not a fan of JT. I don't like that I like some of his music, but I don't like him. I don't like his energy. I think treats everyone really bad. He's blasted Britney for years and years and years. And, so she comes out one time with her book to tell her side of things, and he's going to blast her some more. I mean, what did she do to him? You know what? Probably not that much. From what I feel, I just think that, JT is like just not a nice person. And if anyone says the littlest thing about him, he's going to try to get back at them. So we're going to see about getting to Henry Cavill, Nikki. I feel like I'm asking, I have asked, I think, that question on previous live videos, and I actually have a playlist for Henry Cavill. So you might want to go to my Henry Cavill playlist and then look at the timestamps in the videos. And I'm almost positive I did ask that. I'm trying to take a little break from Henry, though. Just a little question about Camila Cabello's new music. Is it going to top the charts, be successful? That's a good question. Personally, I'm sick of Justin pretending yeah, I agree. I mean, he's been doing that for a while, right? I think ever since he really got going in the business. I mean, he's always done that. It's just ridiculous. I just don't like him. I don't like him. So I think the question was, why did Britney apologize? Or let me scroll back up here. Britney has apologized to Justin because his album sales went down because of her book. I think that's hilarious. Britney fans are hardcore, man. We are hardcore. And actress, okay, forced to make public apologies. Okay, so let's ask. That's a hi, Franca. How are you? Oh, good, Deborah. I'm glad you're back. Yeah, the topic I was talking about, NATALIA GRACE, and the question I was asking, they were trying to stop me. The dark was trying to stop me. So, oh, good. I'm glad you're going to listen while you're driving. Just be careful driving. Be careful driving. Okay, so let's ask if Britney was forced to do it. Lately, like the last 6 months or so, 8 months, when I focus on Britney's energy, I don't feel that she takes orders anymore. I don't think she was forced to. See, Britney's just such a sweet person. I feel when I focus on her energy that if she did apologize, which she should not have apologized, because JT does not deserve an apology. But I don't feel that she was forced to do it, but I'm going to ask. I think that's kind of funny that JT's song or his album or whatever tanked. I think it's funny. Sorry, I think it's funny. JT is not happy. He is not happy. You know, I don't think that somebody like in her team, you know, forced her to make an apology. I think she did that really because she's just a nice person. I'm getting a no. I don't think that you know, someone from Britney's team said, listen, you have got to go out there and make an apology to JT. I don't feel that. I'm getting a no in the cards. And I'm just getting that, you know, she's the bigger person. I mean, she's the bigger person. She has a kind heart. I mean, we all know that. Everyone who is a Britney fan, we all kind of know that. But I don't feel that she was forced. I don't think that's why she did it. I think she just really feels bad about it, but she shouldn't. But you know, when you're nice, you do. Has Jessica Beal read Britney's book secretly? If so, what did she think about it? I'll ask that. TARAJI was told to stop telling how the producers and Oprah treated the Color Purple cast. Oh, was he one of the, I had heard that he was one of, I heard that someone was going around saying something about, you know, Oprah and the Color Purple, and they didn't pay some actress or something. I don't know if that's the person or not, but I'll ask that. Yeah, I'll ask that. But yeah, I don't think Britney was forced to make an apology. I think she just did it because she's a nice person. But you know, speaking of JT, and we'll ask about Jessica Biel. But I want to ask, let's ask, because I did hear that rumor that he supposedly is trying to go on Oprah and tell his side of stuff or whatever. You know, JT and Oprah, I think, have the same energy. It's dark. So they're like two peas in a pod. Let's ask if that's actually going to happen. Let's ask if Oprah's actually going to interview JT about his side of whatever that came out of, you know, Britney's book. God, I don't like his energy. Ugh. Every time I focus on it, I don't like his energy. Well, I can see that JT really does want to do this interview. They might. Yeah, they are both very dark. Yeah. And that's why I got my selenite in my lap. You know, every time I'm talking about super dark stuff, you know, I got to put my protections. But I do get that eventually I do think there's a strong possibility that Oprah will interview JT for his side because, you know, the poor baby. The poor baby. I don't know. I do think that, yeah. And, you know, here I'm asking about JT and Oprah. Allegedly, no facts here, but that's what I get. I mean, anyway, I just don't, you know. I do think that, yeah, he probably will be interviewed by Oprah. Let's see. So let's ask if Jessica Biel has read Britney's book. And if so, what does she think about it? And then I'll ask about this TARAJI. Gosh, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I don't. I'm always probably mispronouncing names. Okay. So did Jessica Biel, she's another one. I don't like her energy either. Did Jessica Biel read? I'm good too. Thank you, Nikki. Yeah, I'm doing good. It's the weekend. So did Jessica Biel read Britney's book? I'm going to say no. I don't think Jessica read Britney's book. She actually, it looks like she actually had people from her team maybe read the book and hear about, because that's her husband. JT was in Britney's book, so it was probably a combination of JT's people and Jessica's people. Because the interesting thing is, I feel Jessica doesn't know or doesn't feel that she would have gotten the full details or full truth from JT or his people, so she had her own people do it. But I mean, I'm seeing her people, doing it here, and she at first she was like, do I want to know what's in it? No, screw it. Maybe I do want to know. No. So she went back and forth. It took her a little bit, and she's not exactly thrilled with what was in the book. So yeah, I don't get that she was TARAJI. Okay, thank you for telling me the pronunciation. Okay, TARAJI. So yeah, I don't get that. I don't think Jessica read the book herself. I think she had her people do it, and not happy. Not happy. So, but see again, I feel like allegedly JT with new love and possibly infidelity. Allegedly, no facts here. Speculation, no facts. Go do your own research. But yeah, so they're having problems anyway. So yeah, I don't think she was happy about the stuff that she heard that was in Britney's book at all. All right, so TARAJI. They deserve each other anyway. They sure do. TARAJI was told to stop telling how the producers and Oprah treated the Color Purple cast. Well, you know what else I'm seeing here? I'm seeing about this TARAJI. I'm seeing something about a traffic stop that she was claiming her son was racially profiled. I wonder if that's a different TARAJI. I don't know. Well, let's ask if TARAJI was forced to apologize. Give this apology for, I guess, saying the stuff that she said for the, the Color Purple and the producers and all that. Well, I am getting a yes. And she did not want to do it. But yeah, I am getting a yes. And, here's her not being happy. Yeah, she didn't want to, but yes, I am getting that she was forced to make an apology. So I don't know. When you're speaking the truth and it's against dark people, they try to shut you down, right? All right. So that was Britney making out with Ben Affleck, talking about J-Lo and Britney and JT and Jessica and all of that. Okay. So let's ask, how did the brief meeting go between King Charles and Harry? Ooh, that's a good one. I heard that King Charles is not doing well. Is that, did they find out he has the C word? Let me look that up real quick, because I don't know that I know the whole, yeah, I don't know if is it like stage 1 or I don't know. Yeah, prostate, very serious. Yeah, that's kind of sad. Well, let's ask that, because I do have a couple other things on here, but let's ask that. Let's ask, how did, and it was only a brief meeting, huh? They won't specify what stage or where it is. Okay. Yeah, probably because he's the king, and I'm guessing they don't want to make people worry, or, that's what I'm guessing. Oh, it was only 30 minutes. That is brief. Maybe it'll bring Harry and William together. That's a good point. 30 to 45 minutes with H and the king. That's really quick. And this is the first time Harry's seen him in years, right? Well, let's ask how that meeting went between the two of them. He traveled 6,000 miles for that. Yeah. I hear he spoke to William. Oh, Harry? Did Harry spoke with William as well while he was there? Or is he still there? I don't even know. I don't follow this stuff. Okay, so first of all, let's ask how the meeting went with King Charles and Prince Harry. Let's ask that and find out, see what we see for that meeting. I can actually, when I'm focusing on Harry's energy, I do feel, allegedly, I feel Prince Harry's worried. I can feel that. I feel he's worried. Well, this is kind of good. I'm getting that between King Charles and Prince Harry, it was actually a good reconnection. Yes, Harry and William, I believe. Harry had a brief meeting with King Charles in late 2023. Was it loving or distant? I'm getting it was pretty good. Do I feel like it was loving? I feel like it was, to a certain degree. I think it can't go right back into, super, super close, because of all the stuff that's happened with Harry and Meghan and leaving, the royalty or whatever, that I'm probably not even saying the right terminology, but I'm getting that it was pretty good. People really were nervous that it was going to be not a good meeting, that they were going to have, maybe some words with each other, but I'm actually getting that it was pretty good. I think it was pretty good. And there are some angry people that Harry was there meeting with King Charles. So, I don't know exactly who this was, but I think multiple people. But, I'm surprised, but I'm getting that it was really good. And when I focus on Harry's energy, I can feel from him that he genuinely is concerned about King Charles. He's genuinely concerned. Like, I can feel that, which is nice to feel. Not that what's going on with King Charles is not. I'm not saying that that's good or anything. What I'm saying is it's nice that Harry has genuine feelings and is concerned for King Charles. Like, that's a good thing. He's kind of concerned. That would be Megan that was angry. Oh, you know what? You're right. Megan would be angry that he went. Yep, you're right. Got my selenite. That's another dark one. Let's ask how the conversation went with Harry and William, because I think you guys said that he met with him too. So let's ask that. So we know it went actually pretty good between King Charles and Harry. Prostate markers are genetic. Both sons should be treated. Oh. Yeah. I mean, I don't really know a lot about that, but I'm getting that it was really good okay, so let's see. How was the meeting between Harry and William? How did that go? William is a tough cookie boy. He's tough to break. He's got very strong opinions and feelings towards things that have happened. So you know what? Not that bad. I don't think it was that bad between William and Harry, but I think it wasn't maybe as good. If I'm rating it, I don't know if it was as good as the meeting between King Charles and Harry was, but I'm actually getting it. It wasn't really bad. I'm getting pretty balanced. They actually laughed a little bit. So I think that actually went pretty well too between William and Harry. I'll tell you what, though, I am picking up that many are glad that Meghan didn't come. That would have been a disaster. She's also mad about Princess Catherine and her medical condition. The focus isn't on Meghan. She's such a child. Hi, Alexis. How are you? Okay. Well, thanks for stopping in to say hello. Yeah. So yeah, Meghan is just, that's another one I don't like her energy either. I don't like her energy either, but let's ask, well, let's see. So we know that actually it wasn't bad with William and Harry. It was really good, pretty good, I'm going to say, between King Charles and Harry. I don't know. Did you guys want to ask something else about King Charles or Harry or any of that? Is Harry still there? Is he still, in the UK with his dad, or did he leave? Did he come back? I don't even know. You know what? I think somebody said, I don't remember who said it on here, and I am actually feeling that. I think as unfortunate as this situation is with King Charles, I actually think this situation is going to bring Harry, William, all of that back together again and make them close again. It is going to kind of reunite them. That's kind of what I'm picking up when I focus on their energy. So I do think that it's awful, obviously, what's happening with King Charles, but at least if there's something good that could come out of it, it's that, Harry's kind of reconnecting with, and the family's kind of reconnecting with Harry. And I think that'll go through some healing. So that's good. That's good. All right. Okay, so another thing I wanted to ask about was camera showed Harry at the Super Bowl. Well, we haven't had the Super Bowl yet. The Super Bowl is going to be, oh my God, this coming Sunday. Holy cow, where is this time going? So was he at another football game? Because our Super Bowl here in America is, or I don't know. Do they have a Super Bowl in the UK too? I don't know. But our Super Bowl is the 13th. Players lunch event. Oh, so he's back. Okay. Wonder why he would be at the Super Bowl. That's interesting. Okay. So did you guys hear about this with Cher? You guys know who Cher is, right? And her son, Elijah Blue, who is her son with, he was in the UK for 48 hours and didn't stay at the palace. Ah, okay. I'm really glad that Harry went. I'm really glad. And I think there's going to be a lot of healing that's going to come about because of it's going to bring the family together. So I'm glad about that part. We're not glad about King Charles' medical condition, but I'm glad that, it's going to bring them closer. But anyway, okay. So have you guys heard he's a big American football fan? Interesting. Suzanne, interesting. I did not know that. I'm a big football fan, American football fan, but, I'm a huge football fan. So, okay. So did you guys hear about Cher and her son, Elijah Blue, that she had with Greg Allman from the Allman Brothers? And I think Elijah is in his 40s. Yeah, I know, Suzanne. Elijah's in his 40s or something, like he's 47 or something. And he has not made it a secret. He's been open about the fact that he's had issues with substances and, but what's recently happened is apparently his trust that was left to him by his father, Greg Allman. I think just recently he just got an installment payment from this trust. Shares bananas. Yeah. Well, yeah. So he just recently got an installment payment from, if I understand correctly, from Greg Allman's trust that he left for his son. And all of a sudden, Cher is taking Elijah to court, trying to put him in a conservatorship, but not to have him go into rehab or be committed. It's strictly only a financial play that she's doing. So she didn't. So here's a good video to watch if you're interested in getting more information about this. Popcorned Planet. Andy Signor. He had on this attorney that he does, is it Christopher Melcher? He has this attorney, Christopher Melcher, and I think so too, Mars. And so he had Christopher Melcher on, and he said, what is going on with what Cher is trying to do with Elijah and all of that. And what Christopher explained was that there's certain things that you have to fill out on these certain forms when you're trying to file with the court to create a conservatorship for whoever. And there's one specific box that you have to check that says, you want them to basically like be committed to rehab or whatever. She didn't check that box. All she did was try to get this, I guess, conservatorship over his finances only. That's it. And so luckily, fortunately, it was denied in court. So, and that just happened. But so what I wanted to ask is, and then Elijah Blue has come out and he's, really how he talks is he doesn't seem like listen, conservatorship should really be for people who maybe are older, they have dementia or something like that. It should not be for what it's being used for Britney Spears and now this thing with Elijah. It shouldn't be used for that. It's just wrong. And interestingly enough, years ago when Britney was still in the conservatorship, Cher came out and posted a video on Twitter. I know it's X, but I'm still going to call it Twitter. And basically spoke out in Britney's favor, saying that her father, Jamie, was completely wrong for what he was doing and for putting Britney in that conservatorship, and went on and on about, how he was wrong. Well, then she's going to turn around and kind of do sort of the similar thing to her son. What? So anyway, it was denied. But what I wanted to ask is, I don't even know if she's allowed to do this or if she's not allowed to do it. But I want to ask if she's going to try to refile it and check that box where it says go into rehab or whatever. If she's going to try to, I guess, pull a fast one and see if she can, do the conservatorship. I can't even believe that she's doing this to her son after especially how outspoken she was about what happened to Britney. With all this money at his disposal, will he fall more into D, consequently end up O? Or will he manage okay after all? Well, I don't think he gets all of the money right away. I think it's like certain amounts at certain times. I don't know if it's like certain age or if it's like so many years in between or maybe months. I'm not sure how that works, but I will ask that, Mars. But first I want to ask if Cher's going to try to refile. I'm not a lawyer, so I have no idea if it's even possible for her to refile and, check that, yeah, he should be ordered to go into rehab or whatever, or committed or whatever. So I'm going to see if she's going to try to refile and see if she can get this to go through. I don't think she's going to try to refile. Thank goodness. I don't think she's going to try to refile. No, this is saying this would be something else. This is my card that means something else. So in other words, I'm asking, would she try to refile to get this to go through? And this is saying to that question, no, it's something else. So I don't think she's going to refile, which is good. I don't think she should have in the first place. And you know what? When I focus on, I'm going to ask your question, Mars, but when I focus on Elijah's energy, I get that he's in a little bit of a stronger place now than he was maybe however long ago it was that when he was doing really bad. He feels stronger to me now, but that's a good question. Let's ask if, when Elijah gets all of this money, if he's going to end up, I guess, squandering it and getting heavily back into D again. Let's ask that. See, I don't think that, I don't get that. First of all, it is also saying that he's getting it in installments. I don't think he's getting it all in a lump sum. So I think it's just like payments. And I don't know what the schedule of those payments are. I don't even know if anyone knows or not. But so it's not in a lump sum. It's like installments, right? So it is confirming that. And when I'm asking if he's going to, get back into, go back into D again and sink back down, I'm getting that he's actually pretty strong right now. And that's the energy I'm picking up with him. He's matured a lot and learned a lot. He's actually doing pretty good. His energy is pretty good. This is showing he's doing pretty good. So I'm going to say, I'm not going to say that this is all alleged. I'm not going to say that he's maybe never going to do some kind of substance or something at some point in time, but I don't see him getting to a point where it's as bad as he has been in the past. He's in a much better place, and I can feel a shift in his energy, which is more mature and it's more balanced. It's just more balanced. He's definitely stronger and more balanced right now. So I think he'd be okay. I think he's going to be okay. Yeah, Cher should talk to me. Yeah, I know. You know what though? I don't know. What is Cher's motive for doing this? Because she doesn't need the money. That's for sure. I think I read somewhere that she has something like, I don't know, 380 million or something. Is estimated. That's what her worth is. But some people speculated that he's called off the divorce with his wife, and I don't know if she has grandchildren. That's a good question. I'm not sure. But I heard that some people were speculating that the reason Cher did this was so that his wife didn't get the money, didn't have access to the money. He is also working on his marriage that was falling apart when he was heavy into his D use. Yeah. I assume it's maternal fear for his life. Maybe a little bit. Let me ask that. Let me ask that. I'm going to say I think it's a little bit that maybe she's worried about him, and if something happens to him, it's a little bit about that. I don't think that's the whole picture, though. I actually feel like I'm going to ask if it's partially because she didn't want his wife, since he called off the divorce and he's trying to work it out with his wife now, Elijah. Is that partially why she did this, to keep his wife from getting? Because I know that's one of the speculations out there. Let's ask that. I feel like, yeah, there is some concern for him, but that's not the whole thing. All right. Well, this is saying it's not necessarily. I don't think it's necessarily because of his wife either. And I don't feel it's because she needed the money. It may be that she is concerned about him. I'm getting how she feels about his wife, how Cher feels about Elijah's wife. I don't know her name, is kind of neutral. I don't know that she overly likes her or dislikes her. It's neutral. I don't feel a lot of strong feelings one way or the other when I'm focusing on how Cher feels about the wife. So, I mean, I think it probably is mostly just because she's worried. But, why would she do that to him when she was so outspoken? Hi, Linda, how are you? When she was so outspoken about Britney and her conservatorship and what Jamie Spears did to her. Why in the world would she be so outspoken about that then? And then now doing this kind of the same thing, not exactly the same, but I don't know why she would do that. But I fortunately feel Elijah's going to be strong enough to be okay. I don't feel him really going back to where he has been in the past, which is good. That's good to pick up on. I mean, I'm happy for him. Sometimes we just have that stuff. Who knows? I wonder, does anybody know if Elijah Blue's been doing how do you want to say, like his father unalived from an OD? You might be right on that. Yeah, I think I remember that now that you're saying that. What was I just going to say? Oh, about Elijah. When I focus on his energy, I kind of feel like he's getting into meditation and stuff like that, like and like maybe Tai Chi or some kind of stuff like that, where he's trying to balance his mind and kind of get right with himself. I don't know if that's true. That's kind of what I feel when I focus on his energy. I mean, if he is doing that, I think it's going to work for him. She is 75, just trying to set both kids up well before she is gone. I think her kids are going to be set up anyway. I mean, wouldn't she leave them something out of her vast, fortune? I mean, she does love her children. I do feel that. I do feel she does love her children. So I just don't understand. I can't believe she did this after going on and on about how Jamie Spears was so wrong for doing this to Britney. And then here she is doing it to him. I don't know. Where there's a will, there's a way. And whether you have the money or you don't, you can still find a way to do that, right? So if you really want to. I feel Elijah is good, actually. So good for him. Good for him. I'm just looking at my list here. All right. So I did have a few people ask about the Epstein list for an update. Now, I know that an official list has not come out. It's been like court documents and I think some deposition transcripts. And so some people have been mentioned in there. I want to ask, this is what I want to ask. I want to ask let's ask this first. Let's ask if an actual list, like a real list, is going to come out ever. I feel like, was there a list that was out before? Was that the actual list though? It's just when someone who is a user, there is fear that they will fall with that. Well, she must be very worried he will crash big time. Yeah, I think you're right, Deborah. I'm still getting that's not the only reason though. And I can't quite pick up what the other reason is, but she does care about her son. I can feel that. So, all right. So I know I've heard that there's been names that have been floating around on social media forever, ever since this whole Epstein thing started coming out. And who knows if they were legitimate or not, but I would imagine that if something was in court or legal documents, that it would have to be more legitimate. So I want to ask if there will ever be a quote unquote list that's going to come out. Oh, I knew that. Mars, yes. That's a creepy picture too. Ugh. Very creepy. Like, why would you even have that picture? It's creepy. So let's ask if if the actual real list is ever going to be released by the court. Let's ask that. Yeah, none we will ever see. Folks trying to get off the list before it was known. For sure. I've seen that before. The last time I asked about this, that there was definitely money exchanged, allegedly money exchanged to get certain people off the list. So, and who knows, whatever list may have been submitted in this whole court thing, whatever the court documents are, I'm sure it's not an exhaustive list. There's already been people removed from it. So, but let's ask if an actual list will be released by the court ever. I'm just going to say ever, because I hate putting parameters, like timing parameters, because sometimes the answer could be yes, but if you restrict it by a certain timing, then it could say no, right? So I hate to put parameters on it. First card up, I'm getting a loud yes. I do think at some point an official list is going to come out. And that's what people were expecting to come out in January, like right after New Year's, is a list, and a list did not come out. It was actually, I think, deposition transcripts or something. I'm getting a straight up yes. There are definitely people who are trying to stop it from coming out, or hurry up and scramble and get their name off if it hasn't already been removed. So there's people fighting to keep it either sealed or whatever it is. But I'm getting, yes, it is going to come out. It is going to come out. Does that list mean everyone that went to the island was doing something wrong? Well, that's a good question, Suzanne, because that's a good question. Because I've heard that too, that maybe not everybody that went there was going there for the dark things, right? Or nefarious reasons. Let's ask that. Let's ask that. That's a great question. No. I'm going to say this. No, not everyone that went there was going there or had knowledge of what was going on or was going there for those dark reasons or nefarious reasons. No. I live close to a location that was another JE house, and all kinds of people questions still going on about that location. Oh, where's that location? I know he had many locations. Like I know there was one in New York, Florida, but I don't know, what other locations he's had. I am getting that no, not everybody knew. NV. I don't know if I know who NV is. I'm not sure who that is. So no, not everybody that was on the list knew what was going on. However, I'm going to say more people knew than not knew, if that makes sense. So the percentage of the amount of people who went there is much higher for the people who knew what was going on there and were going there for those reasons. I'm going to say there's a huge portion of the people who did go that did know exactly what was going on and why they were going there. There were some that didn't know, but the majority, I'm going to say, knew. It's just, and I do get that. The people that did not know were, I think, tricked into going there so that so they would have like something to hold over their head to try to make deals, future business deals. So I do think that there was, what's the word for that? Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank. Leverage, or, I'm drawing a blank on the word, but, to hold over people's heads. So the people that didn't know, a lot of them, this was like to hold over their head, setting them up right. Envy's father has been questioned about that location. Well said, Deborah. What did Deborah say? I'm not even seeing. Oh, okay. Yeah, I still don't know who Envy is. Bloodletting would be good. It might Henry Cavill energy back into the light energy and see him happy. NV, is that Natalie? Is that who you're talking about? He is renowned for getting dirt on peeps. Absolutely. Epstein was the master at that. He and Ghislaine, I shouldn't even be saying their names, but both of them were notorious for doing that. I mean, they were constantly getting whatever they could on whoever. Did E want to humiliate with that painting? What? Oh, I see what you're saying. That's a good question because that's creepy. That picture is creepy. I still don't know who Envy is. I don't know who that is. I'm missing something. Natalie, Henry's Cavill's Natalie. That's creepy. So if that's the case, okay. Question about that location. That I did not know. I did not know that. I did not know that her father was questioned. I mean, it's not surprising to me because every time I focus on Natalie, allegedly, I always pick up super dark energy. So, I'm not going to ask that question, though. I'm not going to ask that question. That's a little bit too. I'm not going to ask that question. But that is kind of creepy if that's the case. I'm not surprised to hear that. I'm not surprised to hear that. I did see a list and now I can't find it anymore. And I'm sure, oh, I'm not surprised if that's true. People are trying not to talk because stuff keeps happening. Well, you know, I definitely get when I focus on the energy and just from what I get in the cards, there are absolutely people who are scrambling, trying to get off, or they've already gotten off the list. So they're either you know, had already gotten off the list, you know, paying, or if they're still on, they're trying to scramble to get off. So I don't. There are, I think, still some more people who may still be able to get off. Say allegedly over and over since you have said names. Yeah, allegedly. No facts here. No facts. Go do your own research and form your own opinion. This is just all speculation, what I'm getting from my guides, and it's no facts. Allegedly. Everything in my videos is always allegedly. So yeah, so I'm not going to ask about envy on the list. I'm not going to ask that. That's a little too, not going to do it. Yeah. And super interesting. It is. So yeah, I do think that an official, I don't want to say official, but a list is going to come out at some point. I actually feel like there may be some more transcripts or something that may come out too at some point. It's going to trickle out. I don't know that it's all going to come out like, you know, right away, but yeah, I agree. SL, I agree. So, all right. Well, I think that that was pretty much all I had on my list for today. I know there's some other things that people wanted me to ask about. You know, people wanted me to do a Brian Koberger Idaho 4 update, but I don't know what the update would be because, you know, I mean, I know he's had some court appearances. I think cameras are not going to be in the courtroom, but live streaming will be in the courtroom is the latest thing that I heard. But once the court session is over, then the live stream goes away, is what I heard. So as you've been on this topic, your video has been going slightly blurry and colors have been changing. Really? Well, that's what happens when you're talking about dark. They don't want the information out there. So that's not surprising either. I got my selenite. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put on some protection oils. So I think that that's probably where I'm going to leave it for today. I do have some other things on here that are, they're longer topics. So I think I'm going to like do them. And like someone had asked me about missing MH370 flight. And I think I may have heard something about that, but I don't really know enough to heavy interference. So you're seeing it too, SL? Let me do a clearing. So I have to do some research on this flight because I don't know a lot about it. Well, that's my hubby calling. I'll have to call him right back. Hold on. Yeah, I'll call him right back. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I hope you guys, thanks for hanging with me tonight. Sorry about the audio difficulties in the beginning, and I'm glad we got it up and running. And, you know, I will be back next week, and I'm going to try to do a couple more videos on some true crime stuff, but I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. I love you guys. Have a wonderful weekend and a wonderful coming up week. And I will see you next week on the next live stream, most likely, or I may do a couple of pre-recorded videos. So have a wonderful week. Love you guys. Bye. Bye.